Hello guys, welcome back to another exciting video. If you watched my previous video about 10 things that will shock you about Poland, this is another video about Poland. It's from Wolters World, right? It's titled The Don'ts of Poland. I cannot wait to see this because I am one person that would really love to visit Poland. If you're also one person, you should watch that first part and then watch this, because you don't want to go there and do the opposite, okay? So you need to be informed, pre-informed before going there. My name is Ogechi. Welcome to my channel. If you're first time here, hello. Do want to like, share, subscribe please. You guys, please subscribe and let's keep this moving, okay? And turn on post notification bell. I cannot wait to dive into it. I'll be dropping my thought during the course of this video and after the video, okay? Let's get straight into it.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Warsaw, Poland, for things you don't do when you are here in Poland. And I'm going to get started not even with number one. Before we even get started with number one, I want to start with number zero. The thing you need to know before you come here is don't tell or call the Polish Eastern Europeans. You will not make any friends saying that. If you look on a map, you'll see that Poland is actually in the center of Europe, a little bit north, but it's in the center of Europe. And they like to be called Central Europeans, not Eastern Europeans. So I want to get that one out of the way first, because that's probably your quickest don't to really upset people. So remember, don't say Eastern Europe, okay? Now, when you're going to meet the Polish people here, our second, or I guess our first don't for you is don't shake hands or say goodbye over the threshold, like in a doorway. People really don't like that. So either make it choose your side. Are you in the door or are you out of the door when you shake hands and say goodbye? Just one of those little things there. And if you do get to meet some Polish people and they invite you to your home, when you go there, if you see they're wearing slippers or they're not wearing shoes, you don't wear your shoes in the house either. It's kind of rude that way. So just three quick little ones to start off with, just to give you some ideas of hospitality here in Poland.
I think that is like basic knowledge. When you go to somebody's house and you realize that they don't wear shoes in their house, they put their there's a door place where there's a doormat where you can actually put your slippers or your shoes. It's important that you put your shoes there and you walk in with your barefoot. Like, I feel like it is very rude. You go into people's houses and you realize that they actually do not wear shoes in their houses and you put it on. It's actually very rude. I think that's true. Another thing he mentioned was that you don't call them Eastern Europeans. Like, it can actually make them, you can actually piss them off, which I think if they are not Eastern Europeans, don't call them that, right? Yeah, don't call them that. If they're Central Europeans, you call them that. Don't call them what they are not. And yeah, it's only natural that they get pissed off by, especially, well, if you do not know, now you know, okay? Don't go and call them that. Another thing that actually I think is funny to me is the fact that you don't give them a handshake over a threshold. Like, is that supposed to make you angry? Like, is that supposed to piss you off? I don't know, but okay, we are learning, right? As we are learning, we are learning.
Of hospitality here in Poland. So our next don't for you has to deal with the language. Look, don't underestimate how helpful a few words of Polish will be for you and your visit here, whether you're up in Gdansk, you're down in Krakow or Lublin or wherever, because we all know that no one watching this video probably speaks Polish unless you're Polish by ancestry. And the thing is the Poles know that, and so they learn. They see a lot of people speaking English or German or Russian and stuff like that to help out the tourists. But the thing is, if you know a few words in Polish, it really opens the door. Like, people are really happy, even if it's just like dziękuję, which is like thank you, or prosim, which is please, or piwo, which is beer. I remember I was like, piwo prosim. They're like, oh hey, they were so happy with it, and it really goes a long way to open up to people, because you'll notice that people seem kind of dour and quiet and stern sometimes, and that's one way to open them up. Okay. Now our next don't for you is don't worry about busting the bank when you come here to Poland. Poland is an extremely affordable country to visit. Hotels, eating, drinking, all kinds of stuff, making merry. It is really cheap here. Also, going to the museums is really affordable as well. So it's a nice place to check out. That's why when you go to Krakow, they get 10 million tourists, from high-end tourists to low income, not low income, but people that are spending a lot of money on tourism, because it's not an expensive place to be. So that's kind of a cool thing. Now my fifth don't for you kind of goes along with that cheap eating and drinking. Don't drink in public in Poland. Look, you can get arrested or fined for drinking in public. Now you see this nice square here. Yes, you can eat and drink at the restaurants and the bars like that, no problem. But if you're gonna like take some wine or a beer, some of the local beer, which are pretty good here, and go take that to a park and drink there with your friends, you can get in trouble with the cops. So make sure you do not drink in public. To go along with that, don't forget you need to have an ID with you all the time. If you don't want to carry your passport with you, what I do is I'll actually have my driver's license from home and a photocopy of my passport with my passport locked up back at the hotel, so you do have that, because the cops could ask you for it if they really wanted to. They usually don't bother the tourists, so it's not that big of a deal, but just in case so you know. Now our next stone for you is don't try to pay with big bills. Now big bills are like 50 swatis or 100 swatis, like 100 or 50 if it's like under 20, because people ask you, oh, do you have anything smaller? They're always going to ask for a smaller bill. The thing is, when you go to the ATMs, it gives you 50s and 100s. But when you go get a beer or something like that, it's 7 or 8. I'm like, oh, do you have some smaller bills? You have some smaller bills? So when you go to museums, you go to like big stores and stuff like that, use the bigger bills there, the hundreds and stuff like that, to break them into 10s and 20s, so then you can go get your little snacks. Maybe you want your little Polish donut, or you want to go get a hot dog or something like that when you're here, or just grab a beer. You need that change, okay? So don't use the big bills here, right? Another don't I...
But I just want to ask a question. If you have like a big bill and you don't want to go to the museum, you don't want to go to the restaurant, how do I change the money? Do you understand what I mean? If I'm a tourist but I do not want to go to the museums and all those places you just mentioned, I just want to eat, I just want to get some money from the bank and eat, I think they will have to change it. They will have to change the money and give me my change, because yeah, do you get what I mean? Another thing I think I find very important that everybody needs to know: if you want to go to Poland, don't drink in the public places. You can drink in the cafeteria, the restaurant, yeah, but don't go to like the park, on the street, drinking. You could get arrested. Another important thing which I think every tourist needs to know is you have to walk around with an ID. I'll be visiting Poland, you guys. I'm going to tell you guys. So you have to walk around with an ID, which I think is a very, very important information, right? Let's continue.
Another don't I have for you is don't forget to tip when you are here. Usually you tip 10 to 15%. 10% is normal, 15% of it's good. But you can look on the menu, and some restaurants already put that 10% on there. I know the place I waited here on the square. Now remember, you're not going to bust the bank, so didn't feel ripped off because it was so cheap. The 10% was already included. She was very nice and helpful. I gave her a little bit extra on there. No big deal, okay? And going along with that, when you pay your bill, they'll always ask you to pay with credit card or cash. And if you're going to pay with cash, if you put the money in the little thing and give it to them, don't say thank you, unless you want them to keep all the money, okay? So let's say you got 110 bill and you give them 150, you say thank you or dziękuję, they'll think, oh, a 40 tip for me, and they'll just walk away with it. You need to tell them, here's this, then they'll bring your change back, and then you leave your tip like that. So you have those things there. What I try to do is just have the tip already there. Now you might tell them, look, I want to pay 140, and so they'll just have the tip from there and give you your 10 back if you have 100 and a 50. No big deal there. My 10th don't for you is,
okay, I'm not big on the tip issue, right? On the tip conversation, like I'm not so big on it, right? If I think you did a good job in serving me, in doing one or two things, or providing very good service for me, maybe out of the goodness of my heart, but saying that tipping is very important, or it's like an aspect that needs not to be overlooked, I feel a certain way about it, right? Because I'm buying something from you, I am paying for it. Why do I have to tip you? Especially when probably I don't have the money, or I just don't want to tip you, right? Yeah, but I know it's not a big deal, but I'm just asking. Hope it will not be an issue. Hope they won't see me as stingy or whatever. Well, it's not a big deal, but it's just not my thing. Do you get what I mean? But let's continue. We are learning, because when we visit Poland, we don't want to go against their rules, okay? Yeah.
Don't for you is don't be late. The Poles are actually pretty much an on-time kind of people, like their German neighbors. If you're going to be late to somebody's house you're going to visit, make sure you call or text them or WhatsApp them before, so they know you're running behind, because it's kind of rude to be late when you are here. I mean, I was at the museum this morning, and it was supposed to open up at 10. The guy unlocked it like at 10:01, and people were like, come on, it says 10 o'clock, let's go. So you do have that there, so make sure you are on time. And my last don't for you is Don't fall for the nature tourism propaganda in Poland. Look, you'll see lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tourism videos about the nature of Poland, and there are some beautiful natures here. The Tatras Mountains in the south by Zakopane, when you go, skiing in the summer, in the winter. You can go to the Masurian Lakes in the north. It's just beautiful. There's a castle there. There's all kinds of great nature here. But look, if it's your first time to Poland, focus on the cool cities that are here. Krakow is amazing with the town square and the cloth hall and the churches and the Wawel Hill. And you can go out to see Auschwitz and Birkenau, the concentration camps. It's a very moving experience. You can go up to Gdansk in the very north and see that city. It's beautiful. Lublin. Come here and check out Warsaw. And you can get around pretty easy. Don't worry about getting around. I guess would be another one. Don't worry about getting around in Poland. There's lots of buses and trains that go all over the place. It is a big country, so it does take time, but don't be too worried about it. Anyway, those are some of the don'ts we have about Poland. I actually have another don't video just for Krakow, the don'ts of Krakow, which I hope you'll check out. If you do like videos like this, we put out 2 travel videos every week, every Wednesday and Saturday. So please do click that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And you can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, obviously YouTube. And we really appreciate those likes and subscriptions. Oh, and comments. So I'll say bye from Warsaw.
Okay, this is very, very important for people who will be visiting Poland. Please, this is very, very important. That it's important that you know certain things about Poland. Now, he has mentioned a few number of don'ts, which I think are very vital, right? They are very vital. First of all, learning their language, know those basic things. It helps you connect with the people. It's also important that you know that you don't have to break the bank. It's very affordable there. Like, it is very, very affordable. You don't have to break the bank, okay? And that thing he mentioned at the end, towards the end of the video, was that you don't be late. There's something called African time. Okay, I'm African, by the way. There's something called African time. And when someone invites you to their house and say, okay, come around 2 p.m. for lunch, best believe an African will get there by 4. Like, even 5 o'clock, some people 6 o'clock. So there's something called African time. I feel like it's very important for people like me. When they say 10 p.m., their 10 p.m. is 10 p.m. And I think it is quite rude. We know it, but it's just an African thing. Like, it's just a thing, right? So I think it is quite rude. So people like me need to understand that 10 p.m. is 10 p.m. Once they give you an appointment for 10 p.m., please make it to 10 p.m. Yeah, I'm trying to, learn a few things about different countries, and I believe that once you start learning, so it's important that if you're traveling to a certain place, you get to know those people, you get to know their culture, you get to know their don'ts. So videos like this are very important. Big shout out to Wolters World. This is a very amazing, beautiful video. I'm going to put the title and his channel name in my description box, so you could go there and actually watch his channel uninterrupted. This is just my opinion and my thoughts. Please drop your thoughts on what you think about the don'ts of Poland. What are other don'ts of Poland that was not mentioned here that people need to know when coming to Poland? Thank you so much for watching till this part of the video. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. This helps with the algorithm. You guys are not subscribed. You guys have been watching my videos without subscribing. Please subscribe, and let's get this movie. It helps with the algorithm, and we need to get to 1,000 in a few months, or in a short period, right? So we get monetized, and this gets going really good and fast. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye. Do not forget to turn on the post notification bell, okay? I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.